What's up, guys? Welcome back to Revelation 11:27, where we speak the truth, nothing but the truth, and where you can be yourself. I think that's the most important thing. Right? Well, the truth is very important too, but when you have the ability to be yourself, the truth always comes out. Yes. I wanted to light up this candle here on video with you. Oh, because I have the fan on, that's why. There you go. A white candle for peace, for purity, for kindness. You know, just let the fire grow. I hope that whatever life brings you, that you have the opportunity to see past whatever it is that's, you know, that you've been put in front of. Because when you're able, right, when you have the opportunity to see past that, it gives you the opportunity to come up with solutions to your problems, right? You only get stuck when you don't see the opportunity in whatever situation is in front of you. That is why it's so important to meditate, guys. Because when you meditate, that survival mode, right? That part of your brain, the frontal lobe, which is used, you know, for survival. That won't allow you to see any solutions to your problems. It is when you meditate and you change from using your frontal lobe to your pineal gland that allows you to come up with solutions to your problems. It allows you to it just what I said. It allows you to come up with solutions to your problems rather than you just absorbing all of that stress from the moment and continuing using your frontal lobe, right? Which is normal human behavior. Actually, no, that is not normal. It is only normal when you need to survive. When you're like in the jungle, right? But we're not in the jungle. We are a society. And a lot of people still use the frontal lobe, which is why a lot of people judge. Which is why a lot of people have jealousy because they think other people are like trying to come in the way of what they love. No, girl, no one's hating on you. Relax. Meditate so you can be able to see greater things. So yes, I hope that you really do that, because I want everyone to be able to come up with solutions to their problems. Instead of just sitting back and letting the world pass you by. Instead of just sitting back and letting others use your free will. No, we don't want that. Let's see what let's see what the energy is, right? Oh, I missed a card. How could I? Everything has a solution in this life. There's a solution to every problem, really. And there's a solution to every sickness, really. Really. but people don't like to listen to me. Meditation heal. Come on, I've altered my DNA. That is why I don't get sick. I've quantum leaped timelines, which is why I'm here today. Let me fix my boob. No, I'm just kidding. Like, literally, when I tell you that, it's like I've changed my DNA at a cellular level, which is why those nanobots by that guy by the pool from the FBI did not work. Instead, I seen them. Like, they looked like little gnats. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? How are you testing on me without any permission, without anything? Anyways, that's what meditation does, right? You can change your life for the better. You can create neural pathways that will allow you to think differently, that will allow you to see solutions to your problems, right? It will allow you to react to situations differently than how you would in the past, differently in a better way, right? What other benefits? There's so many benefits. It's like you won't eat as much, and not like we need food, right? But a lot of people just eat just to eat. They get so full, like they don't even go outside and allow for the sun to give them nutrients, which is where everything in this earth gets its nutrients, from the sun. Hi, Lucas. I love hearing his little pause. Okay, let's see what. Okay. We got awareness. See where the circle is there? It's in his crown chakra. We're here. That is how you're able to connect to God. That is how psychics get their messages, through the crown chakra. That is also where a lot of malicious individuals that dibble and dabble in lower vibrational spiritual practice love to attack. They love to attack people's crown chakra. So they have no guidance, no intuition. Yeah. It's like with this disruption here, of course, someone attacking. Lucas, don't move my tripod. I'm just kidding. Someone was attacking your crown chakra, right? Could be through many things, like witchcraft, black magic. Also, witchcraft and black magic is not just beepity boppity boop. No. Words are spells. And the way people make you feel by what they say to you, and how you allow for that to enter your body, to enter your vessel, that will have an impact on you and what you decide to do moving forward. So it looks like someone here was trying to play mind games with you. Someone here was trying to confuse you. Someone here was trying to make you doubt yourself. Disruption. It's like maybe you were so confident about doing something, and then last minute you kind of like back down. There was a disruption in your crown chakra. But we got here positive movement forward. So maybe you became aware about that disruption. You became aware about maybe the intentions that people were having as to why they were telling you certain things to change your mind, to have control over your free will, so you don't do that of which you were going to do. But you figure that out. Come on. Because now you're moving positively forward. You're taking action. You're taking action towards something that you've been wanting to take action on. Come on, fulfillment of wishes. This positive movement forward is getting you closer to your wish fulfillment, to the life that you've always wanted to have. Which is why these people were trying to disrupt your crown chakra. That's why these people were playing mind games with you, because they didn't want you to move forward to where you really wanted to move to. They were trying to confuse you. They were trying to put swords in your head that did not need to be there. But you've become aware of that. You've become aware of their intentions. You've had clarity, and clarity is the best thing you need to move forward. Clarity is the best thing to tell all these karmic people to fuck off. And sometimes you tell them to fuck off and they won't fuck off, right? They'll be there bugging like the nasty, lusty energy, sticky energy that they are. Confirmation. Shake it off, Lucas. I'm just glad that you were able to move forward. I'm just glad that you're able to go towards something that you really want to do. Go towards something that you really love. Whatever it is. Person, place, or thing. Because you're not hurting anyone by going towards something that you love. I mean, unless you're a distorted individual like most of these narcissistic people that are one-dimensional, two-dimensional, thieves and criminals and pedophiles and serial killers, even in the justice system. But that's a different topic. Yeah, so you moving forward towards your fulfillment of wishes, we have fertility here. That's going to allow for a lot of amazing things to come into your life. It's going to give birth to a lot of new ideas, maybe business ideas, maybe just things that you've always wanted to do that you never really got a chance to do because you were with the wrong people. Right? And one of the tactics, left ear ringing. I even forgot that I don't even have my headphones, but it's okay. One of the things that these individuals love to do, right? When they see that you're about to, go somewhere amazing, when they see that you're about to follow your dreams, is they try and stop you with temptation. Things that maybe your self, before you became aware, would have been tempted by, like sex. Some people do drugs, parties, drinking. And that's how they get you in a loop, in a karmic loop. So you kind of forget about what you really wanted to do. You kind of forget about your awareness. You kind of forget about your free will. So they tempt you with things. And they see you walking away. But it takes a strong person to see that and continue their path. And what do these people do? When they see that you are no longer being tempted by what they're presenting to you, by the sex and that life, they start getting angry. It's like, how can you do this? Like, believe me, like, what the fuck are you doing? Some people even start crying, like, to make you feel guilty. Some people want to make you feel so guilty that they threaten you by taking their own lives, right? If you leave, I'm going to kill myself. That's what these crazy people do. Those are all part of temptations. And we have to see it for what it is so we don't stay in that toxic environment. But you became aware. You understand that. And you're moving forward because you no longer want to be disrupted. You no longer want to stay in that karmic cycle, in that karmic loop. That's literally going to be the same thing. Let's say for whatever reason, which I hope not, you decided to stay in that karmic loop. A few weeks from now, a month from now, a few months from now, there will be another argument. There will be another fight. And each fight, each argument will be more intense than the previous one. That is the karmic cycle. Which is why it's so important to not repeat karmic cycles. That is how you grow. And you have ignited a passion within you, right? You are excited about something new that's coming in your life. That is amazing because when there's passion ignited, it's like you're on top of the world. And that's what these people were trying to hold you back from. They were tempting you because they didn't want you to have this passion. Passion for life, passion for someone else, passion for things that you really love to do. Because come on, if you leave, who's going to take care of them? Which is why they're probably threatening you by taking their own lives if you leave. That's why they threaten you by filling your mind up with fear as to what society will think if you do this. Who gives a fuck about what society? Like 90% of society does not meditate. That's just a rough estimate, by the way. But most people do not meditate. So why would I care what unaligned individuals think? Because to be honest, most of those unaligned individuals' words and statements and thoughts are just judgmental, or they're full of malicious intentions as to why they're saying it. But you have a new passion, right? You're aware of what is going on. You're aware of what was disrupting your life. You're aware of what was keeping you stuck like this, and you're positively moving forward once you became aware of that, right? You're moving forward to your wish fulfillment, where you can give birth to new ideas, new endeavors, new businesses, new everything. Because when there's love in your home, come on, a home is not a home if there's no love in it. And in the home, where it's supposed to be your sanctuary, your temple, you're supposed to have peace, you're supposed to have love. And if you don't have that, nothing will grow. And you moving forward to wherever it is that you want to go to, not only is that your fulfillment of wishes, but that is going to give you the opportunity to allow for things to grow. Because in this new environment, there's not only love, but there's passion. And you feel that. You have to feel the passion first. You can't just force the passion. Maybe like the past individual that was trying to force their love and attraction and passion. No. What else do we got to know about this energy, spirit? Yeah, you're letting go of whatever thoughts, of whatever beliefs, with the hangman here, right? Whatever previous false ideas that were probably ingrained in you, told by family members or by friends, you're letting all that go. You're seeing things in a new perspective, which is why he's upside down with his head enlightened, right? He's awakened. He's seeing things in a new perspective, which is allowing him or you to move on positively, to go after your dreams, after the life that you've always envisioned for yourself. Maybe after some time of just, with the 9 of Swords here, look how this girl is just trapped there, right? After some time of probably just being isolated, away from true love, from genuine friendships. It is a self-imposed restriction, because remember, the swords have everything to do with the mind. So it is self-imposed because you're allowing those thoughts to take over your mind. And when you allow those thoughts to take over your mind, in some cases, it's so serious that people can't even do their regular day activities because they're so in their head, so tormented that they can't even walk their dogs. They can't even walk to the grocery store and get some groceries because they're constantly being bombarded by thoughts, negative thoughts about yourself, about the world around you. And that is self-imposed because you're allowing other people's thoughts infiltrate yours. But you see that now, right? You see that with the 7 of Wands here, you see these people for who they are. Like, all they do is cause arguments. All they do is try and compete with others for no reason, right? But you allowing yourself to let go of everything that was no longer working for you, right? People, places, and things. That has, see how I put this? Remember, I'm translating energy, guys. It's like translating a language. You realizing the type of self-imposed prison that you were in, you letting that go, and you seeing things for really what they are, not your own thoughts. Instead, they're other people's thoughts. That has given you the knowledge that you needed to step up and challenge the competition and say no more. I'm not taking any more of this, right? But not only are you stepping up and being a man or being a woman, energy is fluid, but you're also doing something that may be a little bit hard but necessary, like a transition, like going to a new city, like changing homes, like changing the group of people that you were hanging around with to a new environment where you will no longer be imprisoned in your own head, and you'll have the ability to fulfill all of your wishes, to ignite your passion. And even though, right, that transition to this new stage in your life may be a little bit difficult because you're not used to doing that, you know that that is the right thing to do. You know that is necessary for you to do. Maybe you had two options, or 2 of Swords here. Either I stay here, annoyed, unhappy, not motivated, or I go, so I can be happy. Lucas. So I can do what I've always wanted to do. So I can actually feel real love with a person that I want to feel it with. And what did you decide? You decided with the Six of Cups here. Cups have everything to do with the emotions, right? You decided to maybe reunite with someone. See how these people here giving each other something, right? Maybe you've decided to reunite with someone who brings in that nostalgia, right? That those feelings of warmth, those feelings of happiness, those feelings of actually being at home. Because remember, home is not a home if there's no love. And you made the right choice. Look, the sun. You reuniting with this person from your past has allowed the sun to come back into your life. Maybe after some time of it just being dark. After some time of you just being unhappy. You had two decisions. And even though one was harder than the other, because the other was just comfortable, and who wants comfort when there's no love, or where there's no attraction, or where there's no excitement or passion? No, you did the right thing. And that has allowed the sun, right, to come in. Vitality. Come on, we're just speaking about how, at the beginning of the video, how the sun gives everything in this planet nutrients. So you're going to reunite with someone that's going to give you nutrients, that's going to give you what you need so you can grow, so you can become the man or the woman that you're meant to become. And why is it that some people don't get to do that? Because they are scared to make these hard but necessary transitions in their life. But you are smarter than that. You have understood the situation. You've become enlightened. You become awakened. And that has allowed you to make the right choice for yourself. That has allowed you to reunite with someone. Yeah, this is a reunion where it's going to be equal give and take. They will reciprocate the love that you give them, the peace. Maybe you will help them in ways that they can't help you with. But they will help you in ways that you can't help yourself with. You know? Both of you guys can use your different skills, your different personalities to go through life together. And with the High Priestess here, it's like you've been feeling this. You've been feeling it in your intuition. You've been getting the signs, you've been getting the synchronicities from God, from the universe, that this has always been the right path for you. Before there was no way you could have seen that, because you were not seeing things in a different perspective. You were allowing these people's disruption disrupt your life. But let's not talk about that, because that's already in the past. But you've become more comfortable using your intuition and looking for the signs and listening and actually taking action. Because remember, you can get all the science in the world, you can feel all of the intuition in the world, but if you don't take action, nothing will happen. Maybe you've been having so many sleepless nights. Look at the guy in bed, can't even move. You're over that. You no longer want to feel this intense anxiety at night just because you're laying next to someone that you really don't want to be laying down next to. Instead, you want to build with someone that you want to build with. You want to build with someone that's actually going to help you and not hinder you. You want to build with someone who will help you build and not just sit there and watch you build and give me your money, give me this, give me that. No. That is all part of letting go. That is all part of seeing what you didn't see before. And that is the justice that this world needed. That is the justice that you needed in your life for you to be able to manifest, for you to be able to fulfill all of your wishes. Look at how much water there is. Because remember, when you water something, when you nurture it, when you nurture something, that thing that you're nurturing, it grows. Like the rain. It nurtures the plants. Plants grow. And the only way for you to realize this with the hermit here is you literally had to take a step back and observe the situation. Because part of these individuals' tactics, right? These malicious people's tactics is they want to keep you busy all the time. They want you to work all the time. They don't want you to have any time off for yourself. Because when you don't have time for yourself, you're not really paying attention to how you feel. You're not really paying attention to your surroundings. Instead, you're just following them. You're letting go of your free will. You're giving them control. Control to continue to fuck up your life. But that's not happening anymore. Because you took this time off to really observe what has been going on. Not only is it justice, right? But it is the judgment. It is a rebirth, right? You've answered that inner calling. You've answered God's calling. Come on, look at the angels blowing the horns. And maybe these individuals were not only blocking you, but they were also committing fraud against you, right? The justice here, legal system. They were probably also stealing your money, scamming others. But we have judgment here. So everyone that has been doing wrong, committing fraud, committing crimes, defaming people's character, identity theft, illegal surveillance, illegal spying, police officers and internal affairs people fucking each other so they don't so nothing gets out of the police department, especially Lee County. Shame on you guys. But look, judgment is here. And this judgment cannot be avoided. And the justice and judgment is here. So people like me, people like you, could continue their life, could continue their path without having these, like I said before, these nasty, lusty energies just bugging. And no matter how much you try to get rid of them, they'll be there, stuck like the nasty, gooey energy that they are. That is why we have righteous justice and righteous judgment. And all of this was possible because you had courage. Right? Courage to speak up, courage to follow your intuition, courage to continue building regardless of how many people told you that you couldn't do this. You had courage to take this hard but necessary transition, to make that move. You had courage to do that. And not only courage, right, but that was also a test of faith. God was testing you when God gave you those two options. He's like, yo, you want to stay there unhappy and uncomfortable, or do you want to, this may be a little bit hard, but your life will be completely different. It'll be better. And that was a test of faith. That was a test by God. That was a test by the universe to see if you had learned whatever it was that you needed to learn, so you could actually be able to receive your blessings. Because like I said before, God is not going to give someone who's not done the work their true blessings. And why is that? Because that person may still be surrounded by individuals that will steal that blessing. Because maybe you're not in a state of mind where you can fully enjoy that blessing. And God's blessings are a blessing. So that is why God in the universe puts you through tests. Are you going to decide to do the right thing? Or are you going to decide to stay comfortable and unhappy? But you decided right. Come on, we got justice and judgment. So congrats. Congrats on making the right choice. Not for me, not for anyone else, but for yourself. Oh, okay, let's read them all. I got time. These people that you left behind are all rotting from the inside out, from all the shit that they did, from all the theft that they did, from all the crimes that they committed. And that karma is not done by me or anyone else. Even though they try to demonize me so much no. I've also been tested not only by God, right? But the police has been investigating me for the longest for no fucking reason. And so has the FBI, and they know that the same thing that I do outside is the same thing that I do inside. I'm the same person. But these people are running from the inside out, right? But thanks to the powers of God, because nothing goes unnoticed, thanks to Mother Nature. That is the transformation that we needed, right? To bring peace back into this world. Especially when we have law officials like police officers and judges and lawyers that are supposed to be protecting people, and they're not doing that. Instead, they're chasing money. They're getting bribed and they're accepting those bribes, and they try and fuck up other people's lives. And what about that innocent person, right? But that ended with me. That had to happen to me because God created me perfect to handle this situation. And all those people are literally facing the consequences of that. Two beautiful birds, lovers. And look, what this card is also telling me is that you've gone through a lot, right? You've gone through a lot, you've learned a lot, and you've grown a lot. Even if it's been a few days or a few weeks, the fact that you made such a tough choice, but you still decided to go with your heart. Let's see how I put this. It's time to just ground yourself a little bit now, right? It's okay if you want to take some time off. It's okay if you want to go on a little vacation. It's okay if you want to take a nap in the middle of the day. It's okay if you want to put a mask on. It's okay if you want to get a massage. It's okay, because you deserve that. You probably went through a really hard situation in the recent past. And your body deserves that. Your mind deserves that peace, that care, that nurturing. Oh, nurturing Mother Nature. And why? So you can continue to grow. And look, if you have a question for anything about how something will turn out, if something will work out, the answer is yes. Okay? This is the confirmation that you needed to move forward. To move forward in this amazing stage in your life, where you are no longer going to be held back, where you're actually going to build. But this time you're building differently. You're building things with a stronger foundation that no one can break. Because this time around, you're building it with authenticity. You're building it being your true authentic self. But most importantly, you're building it with love. True authentic love. And no one can knock that down. Let me tell you that. So yes, the answer is yes. All right, see you guys next time.